afternoon.
Hello.
Hi, Marie.
Thank you. I'm Marie Speed, editor of Boca Magazine. I'm here today with Mary Czar, director of the Boca Historical Society and Museum, and Zoe Lanham, who is the Queen Bee and vice president of the Addison, our favorite venue. And we are here to talk about the 50th anniversary of the Boca Raton Historical Society. Is it the Golden Jubilee? Is that what it's called?
It is. It's called the Golden Jubilee. We're celebrating 5 decades, 50 years of memorializing history.
That's wonderful. And well, just tell us about it. It's October 26th.
It is. It's October 26th. It's at the Addison in Boca Raton. And, you know, our roots go deep with the Historical Society and the history of our town. So it was a perfect place. Mary and I and Olivia, the three of us put our heads together and decided that it was a great location to come and celebrate the last 50 years of the Boca Historical Society. So we're doing a decades party. We're honoring the 70s, 80s, 90s, turn of the century, and of course today, current 2022. And it's going to be a spectacular event. We've got lots of live entertainment, live band, DJs, great food, full open bar, amazing sponsors. RNDC's sponsoring all the alcohol, so everybody can come and enjoy all those great drinks. And it's going to be a fabulous night. And of course, all money raised goes to Mary, the Boca Historical Society, and the great work that they do for our community.
Well, I'm always a person who steers away these days from a lot of fancy parties, but you just made me want to go. And Mary, I have to ask you, tell us why the Addison is a perfect place to have this party historically.
The Addison is actually one of our most historic buildings in Boca Raton, and it is beautifully restored and beautifully maintained. And it is a perfect example of just a modern use for an old building. And Zoe and her team does such a good job of maintaining it and just letting the community enjoy it and just relive the history. It's just a wonderful, wonderful site.
And
so
it was Addison Meister's offices were there?
Yes, it was the first thing he built in Boca. They were his offices. He often spent the night there. The first restaurant in Boca Raton was there at the Addison. He needed a place for his investors to eat. And he stayed there and, and worked there throughout his time in Boca. And after he built the Addison, he quickly built the Cloister Inn to have a hostelry for his guests and for his investors. But the Addison was the center of activity.
I can believe it. Well, and tell us that also the Historical Society and Museum has come such a long way in just the 30 years that I've lived in Boca Raton. But I mean, with the opening of the big museum, has it been 2 years or it's a year?
It's not quite a year. We opened it November 1st, 2021.
I think we talked about it for a few years, but
we sure did.
So what's your favorite thing about it? I mean, tell people a little bit about this brand new wonderful.
Our new wonderful Schmidt Museum, Boca Raton History Museum, is it's an immersive experience into Boca Raton's history. The museum is anchored by a detailed timeline down the hall from prehistory all the way up to 2005. And we have 4 major exhibits in 4 rooms coming off the timeline, where we have Pioneer era, we have the Addison Meisner era in the 20s, we have World War II and IBM. And everything meshes and works together in such a beautiful way. And I think there's something for everybody. And I think people who've lived in Boca Raton may not understand Boca's history and may not understand these major turning points, such as Meisner being here, World War II and the Army Airfield, and IBM and the launch of the personal computer. I mean, Boca is a very, very lucky community in lots of ways.
And I don't think there was a focal point that laid it out quite like that, the way you've done it with that museum. And It's really lovely. And I mean, celebrating that is reason enough to go to the party. But Zoe, tell us more about what the Addison has planned. I know this is on kind of on a school night, this party, but
Yeah.
that's not going to stop anybody knowing you and what you have up your sleeve.
No, guests are going to arrive to a wonderful cocktail hour. We're going to have lots and lots of food featured from various decades. So, whether you like, the traditional burger from, the 60s or the 70s, it's all going to be there for you. And actually, we only start in the 70s. I'm thinking about my age here. So we've got food featured from all the decades. We've got drinks featured from the decades. We have an 80s room. We have the 70 discos room. We have the 80s room that's going to have a live band, cover 80s band with all the hits from the 80s. We're going to have 90s, which is more glow in the dark, and lots of fun in that space. And then our Golden Jubilee room is where we're going to have the current celebrations. We're going to be cutting a cake for the organization, and it's just going to be a fabulous evening. We're starting early at 6:30. That way everybody can come have a great night and still get to bed before midnight. But it's going to be a fabulous evening, start to finish. Whatever you want is going to be here. Whatever entertainment, we're going to have fashion examples of all the different fashions that were here, 70s, 80s, 90s. We're going to have a piece of original artwork that's going to be created by our guests. We have a 360 photo booth. We have photography available to the guests. So it's going to be pretty sensational evening. And the venue is going to be decked out from the 70s all the way through to current. So the venue is going to be putting its party dress on as well for the guests to enjoy.
Yeah, I would suspect no less and expect no less of you. I know. I mean, if you say it's going to be great, it's going to blow the rest of us away, I'm sure. So it really does sound like fun. But so Mary, tell us how people can go. What if guys chime in?
Well, it's easy, and it's designed to entertain all kinds of people in all kinds of palettes. The easiest way to go is to go to our website, which is bocahistory.org, and purchase a ticket. The tickets are $180 for members and $200 for non-members, and the event is going to be worth every penny.
And I do want to add that the proceeds of the tickets, whether you're paying $180 or $200, every dime is going to the Historical Society. We've managed to put this event together with pure donation. So the proceeds entirely benefit this incredible organization. So, whatever you're buying is, whether it's one ticket or 5, that money is going to benefit our community.
Oh boy, a lot of people can't say that because these parties can be terribly expensive, but it sounds like you all have done it very cleverly. So it really is a super fundraiser. And I have a feeling that people are going to be flooding back in. We still have a little bit of that COVID hangover, and people are still dying to get out again and enjoy life. And this is going to be, I think, a big season for everybody in Boca, but your gala sort of kicks it off, right?
It does. And the great thing is, as you know, Marie, you've been here many times, the Addison does have both indoor and outdoor options. So considering that we are a little bit still, we have a guest or two that are still a little bit fearful of COVID, they do not need to go inside any of the rooms. There's going to be the beautiful courtyard that's going to be turn of the century courtyard. There's going to be a great cigar bar there. There'll be full open bar in the courtyard. There'll be music in the courtyard. So they'll be able to eat, drink, dance, and all outside in the safety of our beautiful trees.
Oh, that's good to know. And those trees are so beautiful. Mary, what are we wearing?
Oh, we're wearing very, very fancy cocktail attire. Gold if you can, but cocktail attire for sure. And party dresses, be ready to have a good time.
But we don't mind if you're wearing something from the 70s, 80s, or 90s.
That's true. That's very true.
Oh, I wish I could get into something from the 70s.
Me too.
My goodness. Anyway, well, I can't thank you enough for telling us all about the party. Any parting words before?
I would like to say, first of all, thanks to Zoe and her team, because they have been wonderful working with them. And we have a huge committee that Olivia and Zoe have put together, and it's absolutely wonderful.
Olivia Hollis, who's a good friend of all of ours, but our
I
viewers.
know. Yeah.
She's
a great event person. And I counted up, we have 45 sponsors of this event. It is truly a community event. I want everybody to understand that it is designed for community enjoyment and learning. We can learn about these decades and learn about what Boca was like through these last 50 years.
Yeah.
It's very exciting.
Our goal is that no matter how young or old you are, you can come to the Addison on October 26th. You can celebrate 5 phenomenal decades. You can eat great food. You can drink great drinks, and our sponsors are making that possible. And we don't want you to miss it. It is honestly going to be the event of 2022.
It will.
Oh, wow. Well, you sure have talked me into it. And I know everybody watching this is going to want to go as well. And I can't thank you for sharing all this. This is exciting.
It is.
No, it's things to look forward to. And this is a good one. So
I agree.
Yeah, thank you both for talking with us, and we will see you, if not before, the night of October 26th. And what time does it start?
6:30 p.m.
6:30 p.m. You said that, I think. All right, so let's all go buy gold dresses and show up at your door, Zoe.
I look forward to seeing you, Marie.
Okay, thank you so much, Marie.
Take care.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Bye.